I'm pleased to report that the Aquarimax YouTube channel has just had its 2,000th subscriber. Thank you, everyone. To celebrate, I'm going to do some Aquarimax Q&A. I'm going to respond directly to 5 comments that were recently left on the channel, and then I'm going to give a shout out to some frequent contributors. So, in response to our Culturing Infusoria video, JB Brothers asks, how do they get in there, or even get there? And he's asking about, of course, the infusorians, the microorganisms themselves. Where did they come from? Well, they come from the aquarium water itself. They're there in very low concentrations, and when they find themselves in a situation where there are unlimited amounts of food, essentially, they reproduce like crazy. They can also come in airborne spores and be on various surfaces like the vegetables we put into the culture itself. So, in short, they come from everywhere, but especially from the aquarium water. Thank you, JB Brothers, for your question. This one's in response to our quick guide to nerites in the aquarium. And Screaming for Clemency says, I have something to add. Put them in your tank trapdoor side down, and if you ever notice that they have fallen onto their backs, you will need to flip them back over if they don't right themselves within a reasonable amount of time. I have found that landing on their backs is one of the top killers of this snail. Very good point. I should have included it in the video, but now I've included it in this thanks to you. So thank you, Screaming for Clemency. This comment is in response to a quick guide to opula. Haitham Al-Ansi says, thank you for the great video. Does an opula tank require any filtration? Well, the short answer is no, except for the natural biological filtration that occurs by allowing the substrate to mature properly. I have 4 opula tanks without any filtration. I have kept them in filter tanks. It's not impossible to do, but it's not really necessary. Great question. Our next question, again in response to a quick guide to opula, is from Ian B. And Ian asks, can they live in fresh water? Well, as far as I can tell, opula don't live in fresh water very well at all. They don't appear to be able to breed in it, and they probably don't survive very well, although they can survive in very low concentrations of brackish water. I've had opula in water that's at least as diluted as 8 parts fresh water to 1 part salt water. And it's possible they could do at even lower concentrations. So the short answer is, fresh water? Not really. Good question though, thanks. Our last question is from Panther Owl, in response to this betta video. Panther Owl asks, just a thought, have you ever considered breeding the more non-aggressive males to see if you can have friendlier or even social males? Great question. I've actually read a study on this. I don't remember the name or the references to the study, but basically it indicated that if you take enough pet store bettas and test them for aggression, there'll be a certain, fairly small proportion, I would imagine, of males that will not exhibit any aggression towards other males. Now, I would wonder if that would also have an effect on their reproduction. In other words, are there hormones that come into effect that regulate aggression that would also reduce their spawning drive if in a male that's really not very aggressive? I don't know. It's an interesting point to ponder. Thanks for bringing that up. And now for a shout out for some of our most frequent commenters. These 5 commenters, Prehis Productions, Rico Suave, Colin Barsby, Shane, and Mark Cohen, have been leaving a lot of great comments in the Aquarimax channel, so I just thought I'd say thank you. And thank you to all of you for subscribing. We have some interesting projects on the horizon for Aquarimax, and so stay tuned, and may the fish be with you.